Hello, everyone, and welcome to ROKStudios. I'm Stan Miller. I'm PR and Analyst Relations Manager for Rockwell Automation in the EMEA region, and I'm joined today by Graham Jennings. Graham is Digital Solutions Director at inControl Systems. Graham, welcome to the studio.
Thanks for having me, Stan.
So today we're here to talk a little bit about commanding the future and getting your perspective on control and getting a competitive edge in the age of Industry 4.0. But before we get into that topic, could you tell us a little bit about yourself and a little bit about your company?
Yeah, sure, Stan. So inControl have been around for about 25 years. We started out as just a simple SI, doing a lot of your standard PLCs and SCADAs, and actually we've developed the company into something that supports the kind of full ISO 95 stack of technologies. So all the way from still doing our core business of PLC and SCADA, and then all the way up to doing ERP systems and MES and other digital solutions. Something we're quite proud of.
Fantastic. I know you guys work across a wide variety of interesting projects. Can't wait to get your perspective on some of the trends that those projects are connected to. Let's start out with just talking about, how do you see the role of centralized control systems evolving within the context of Industry 4.0 and digital transformation?
I think in Britain, I worked abroad for a number of years, and in Britain it became really obvious to me that as we've got such a mature industrial kind of platform that's developed over many decades, there's a lot of systems there that are really struggling to carry out that digital transformation. They're trying to traverse from having these quite obsolete systems and then moving into having digital platforms. It's a real challenge with getting the data from the machine layer up into the cloud. So that transition for me is all about the data connectivity, about the extraction of data, the meaningful tools that can help you do that simply.
Well, let's dig into that comment a little deeper. How important is a unified platform for accessing and analyzing data across multiple sites?
Oh, it's absolutely crucial. I mean, if you want to have contextualized data across multiple platforms using multiple tools and products, with all of the data that you could have across your business, being from your standard machines and PLCs, some other data sources and SQLs, you really want to get it into one area so that you can actually then compare data from different sources. And that's a tough challenge. Once you get to that phase with a unified platform, there's so much more you can do with it.
How do you measure the success of a digital transformation initiatives beyond the traditional ROI metrics?
For me, the most successful projects that we ever carry out and the most successful solution deployments that we see would always be around the people adopting the technology, the actual workers, the guys that are on the shop floor that get the value from it, and obviously up into the top floor who are trying to look at the bigger picture solutions. So it's people adopting the idea, trying to convey, why should I use that platform? How is it going to make my job easier? Or are you just giving me another job to do that is going to get in the way of my day? And I think that once you get adoption from people, it can grow quite quickly. And yeah, I think there's the future.
That's great perspective, because you can have the best technology in the world, but if you don't have the people tightly connected to it and have that buy-in, there's going to be struggles, I'd imagine.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. And if you've got to, which is why I've liked some of the platforms that we've come across. It's the idea of making it as widely and easily as accessible as possible. Certainly, that's the case with cloud platforms. It's the ease of access, the ease of using them, getting it to other people. It's a great way forward.
Brilliant. Last question, what role do partnerships with technology providers play in accelerating that innovation and achieving those strategic goals in potentially very complex industrial environments?
I mean, I think simply put, they can leverage far more power. Technology partners have the ability to bring much more resource to creating bigger and more developed platforms, which for us is key. We leverage those technology partners and we try to bring about their ideas and solutions and try to help feed into them. As a business, we try to say how we perceive that they should function and operate, and hopefully at the end of it, you end up with exactly what you need.
Grant, great discussion. Thank you so much for sharing your perspective. I know inControl Systems working on a lot of great stuff, so all the best, and looking forward to hearing more about what you guys are up to in the future.
Thanks, Dan. Appreciate it.
And thank you for watching. If you'd like to learn more about industrial automation and digital transformation, visit rockwellautomation.com.